What up? Hope y'all doing good. What y'all been up to, chat? You done anything interesting recently? Hope everybody's excited for this new map. I cannot wait until they give us a release date on it. Really hoping we'll get that release date soon, man. It should be like within a few weeks, I feel. Gotta be within a couple weeks, right? Yo, what's up, Psycho? How you doing? Decided to go back to the old scope. See if it does a little bit better for us. Well, hello there, little buddy. Smoked him. Absolutely smoked him. So we're currently at 448 pheasant kills on the grind, guys. We're getting kind of deep into this one. Hopefully it doesn't go on for too much longer, but who knows with pheasants? Who knows with pheasants? They can be kind of back and forth with numbers. Trying to get the mission wolves on Quattro. Ooh, good shout, Josh. Honestly, might not be a bad thing to do before they do the wolf rework, right? Get yourself into some wolf hunting. Obviously, those ones aren't going to change, but get yourself a little wolf hunting before the wolves get changed for the gray wolves with the new map. It's going to be cool. Velma's Dump Truck, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. How's your day going, brother? It's going good. By the way, that is a crazy name. Appreciate the super chat, though. My day's been going good. Hopefully yours has, too. Poor little pheasant. How rare is it to get a great one to initially spawn on your map? Well, it's incredibly rare because it's impossible. It can't happen nowadays. That got changed a long time ago. It's been a few years since you could get an initial spawn for great ones. It used to be a thing that happened, like, decently often, but it isn't possible nowadays. If you have a great one on your map, it spawned from something you shot. Or if you didn't shoot anything, maybe you had a friend on there that shot something. Boom. Not too bad. We got both of them. I'm extremely confused. Yeah, I mean, if you got a great one, it had to have spawned from something you shot. There had to have been something that was shot on your map that spawned it. What's up, Jenna? How you doing? What's up, Effin? How you doing? Got a cinnamon female black bear, then a diamond on back-to-back lakes. Dude, let's go. That's awesome. That's crazy. Oh. Destroyed that poor thing. What is the best map for whitetail? Personally, I think it's Layton Lake District. That map is just so good for whitetail once you get it set up. And personally, I feel like it's one of the easier ones to set up for as well. Some people argue against it because it's a little bit brushy, but I feel like there's just so many less places you have to search to find all your whitetail in comparison to Revontuli that it's worth dealing with the extra brush. Ooh, that's big. That one's kind of big, man. Where's my tent placed in? Ooh, they're right by it. You know what? This is going to be a situation where we're actually going to travel away, and then we're going to travel back to the tent right on top of them. Yeah, it's a giant. 21 max estimate. Could be a diamond level 2. Definitely could be a diamond 2. So we got to make sure that we get it good. What's my longest fallow grind? I think it was a little bit over 2,000 kills. Like 22 or 2,300. Nice. We got him. That also brings us to our 4,500th kill of all time on pheasants on Salzwiesen Park. Well, not just Salzwiesen. Across the brief time on Hirschfelden as well. You started a great one, Red Deer grind? Let's go, dude. That's awesome. Hopefully you get it. Where's the mail? There it is. Smoked again. Man, the scope is coming in clutch. I wasn't doing super good with it when we first got the Great One Pheasant to release. But now it's kind of working nicely. I'll play Fishing Planet whenever it updates again, Jaden. And it won't be on this channel. It'll be on my fishing channel. Nothing here. Typical. What would you say is the easiest Great One to start with? Probably fallow deer, Rebecca. And if you're going to do fallow, hunt them on Tiaroa. Yo, what's up, Kaylee? How's it going? There only one here? I think so. Kind of odd to only have one at this zone, but hey, it is what it is. Are you going to play Deer Hunting Camp? Probably not. I've played that guy's games before, and he never updates them, so... I played the 2 games that he released before that one. And to be honest, this game, Deer Hunting Camp, it doesn't have hardly any differences to the previous 2 games he released. So I'm not really too interested in it. This one, the one that Flinter played, it does look better. Deer Hunting Camp looks better than his first 2 games that he released, but it's basically just the exact same games from before, but with the added thing of having to drag your deer out and like stuff like that. Like that's about the only thing that changed. Okay, so the scope kind of throws me off for long distance. Oh, we got it there. The last shot, literally. No, they haven't said anything about the release date for the new map, but we know that usually whenever they start the rollout, it's within a month away. And they typically release in June. Mid-June is usually the time frame. So if I were to make a prediction, it's going to be in the middle of June. Like somewhere between the 10th and the 25th, you know? So if I were to guess, it's going to be soon. I'm sure we'll get a release date pretty soon, too. We gotta get one soon. What's my top 3 hunting games? Call of the Wild, Way of the Hunter, and probably Classic. Although the season is kind of moving up there a little bit. It's a good game. I don't know. It's hard to pick a top 3 because there's so many games I like for different reasons, you know? 82 Loki Eli, thank you for the membership, dude. Enjoy all the perks that come with that. The emotes, extra Discord channels, scrapped uploads on the channel, and all the other cool stuff. Poor Pheasant. Stood no chance whatsoever. What do you think the new Great One will be? I think it's going to be an elk or a muley. Those 2 make the most sense to me. Which pheasant are you after? So I still need the pearl and the obsidian. I've got all the others. So it's just pearl and obsidian. So I guess we'll see if we can get any of those with our next one. One of my main shooter zones for fallow deer is on the coast. Is that an okay thing to have? If it works for you, then it's good. That's the thing about it. Like, a lot of the things you hear from creators like myself, it's just like what we recommend. You can stray away from what we recommend, you know? When are the Expansive World streams? I don't know, man. They stopped doing them and nobody knows why. If you ask me, I feel like it's a bad decision not to have streams, kind of like hyping things up, but what do I know, you know? Personally, I really miss the Jaxie streams. I feel like they were just incredible for hype. It really helped build up hype. It gave us content creators a lot of like stuff to cover on our channels. Like, it's a bummer, bro. It is a bummer that they haven't been doing them recently. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you guys miss the EW streams hyping up releases? Because I sure do. I feel like it's one of the things that separated the Call of the Wild team from other dev teams. Like, with the streams gone, it honestly is just starting to feel like the release schedules of pretty much any other company, which kind of saddens me, man. I feel like the personal connection those streams provided from like the team to the viewers to the players, like, doesn't feel the same without that. I feel like the streams brought like a real sense of like that they cared and they wanted to show off everything as much as they could to give us an idea of what to expect. It feels weird without them. Hopefully they'll bring them back at some point, but so weird without it, man. Yeah, it looks like a lot of you guys kind of feel the same. All right, Pupper. Sorry, I was tabbing out for a second. Find it for me, buddy. Oh, it's right here. There we go. I tabbed out to scroll up the chat, and it screwed things up. Oh, now my chat's messed up. There, now my chat's fixed. Beautiful. That's not beautiful, though. How come I can't get out? I'm trapped. No, that was me and Flinter, Chris. Me and Flinter played Maximum Football. I'm doing good, Prehistoric Modern. Hopefully you are too. If it's a great one, wolf or beaver, I'm gonna quit my whitetail and immediately hop on that grind. Hey, it could be. You never know. Always a possibility. When do you think they'll start leaking the new great one? Hard to say when they'll start showing off the great one. Hopefully sooner than later, because I am dying to see what it is and if it'll look good. $460 kills on the grind. Great one today? I hope so. Nice, Silver Spy. You're not going anywhere, buddy. It's R.I.P. to thee, little pheasant. R.I.P. to thee. That was not in the blind either, so I gotta watch the pressure. You're predicting a Morganite? I hope it's not another Morganite. I've already got one of those. Sapphire? I mean, I've already got one, but I wouldn't hate a Sapphire because I do love that plumage type. But I really badly want to get one of the last two I need. Obsidian or Pearl. Can't believe I missed that first shot. Fantastic. We're doing great here. Elsa, thank you for the 11 months as a member. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing good. Hope it's another garnet. No, not the garnet. Oh, there's another. There we go. Smoked him. We got him. Snakehead, dude, what's up? Thank you for the super chat. If the great one is an elk, do you think they'll do all of them or just one? They would probably just do one. Since all elk species are a little bit different looking, I wouldn't think they would just make it universal across all elk. I could see them doing that for caribou and reindeer if we end up getting one of those at some point. I could see it being for both. But with elk, I feel like each elk is different enough where they need, you know, a different great one for each of them. Personally, I kind of hope that the new Manitoban elk is going to be the great one. I think that'd be really cool if, like, we had a new great one release with the map and it's a new species. I think that'd be sick. Because the problem with when they did that with Tar was that Tar wasn't as impressive of a great one, and it was also really difficult to hunt, so people didn't really like it. But I think a Manitoban elk great one would go over a lot better among the player base. I feel like everybody would be a lot more excited for that than the Tar. Muleys seem most likely on more maps. It is a possibility, Kaylee. I think it's going to be elk or mule deer. I don't know which one. I feel like both have a very high chance. It's really hard to pick like which one of those two has more of a chance because I feel like it's pretty even. They could go with either and it would be good. When is the new map coming out? Sometime this month, most likely in the middle of the month, as that is typically when they do it. Nothing. Where they at, though? What up, Volt? How you doing? As I've answered every single time I've been asked, PLC, I don't know how KG's bear grind has been going. I haven't played with him since we recorded that video more than a month ago. I don't think he's even done the bear grind since then. It's not something we're actively doing all the time, you know? Like, I don't know how KG's bear grind is going. I've been chatting with him a little bit, but when I'm chatting with him, I'm not asking him, like, about his Call of the Wild stuff all the time. So, no, I don't know how his bear grind's going. You don't need to keep spamming my chat like that. I have no clue how his bear grind's going. We haven't done any bear grinding since the first couple episodes we recorded that one day. The new wolves look absolutely awesome, but I'm worried they won't fit in with the rest of the animals because they look too good. It's a possibility. I mean, we've seen they kind of like slowly go through all the species and update them as they get added to new maps. So I think at a point we will get to a time where everything is updated and looking really good. And that's the other thing as well, is from the trailer, it does look like some of the other existing species they showed off did get reworks. From what we could tell, the bighorn definitely looked reworked. It was kind of hard to tell, but I feel like the muley looked a little bit better. Although it was quite far away on that clip with the doe. So it's hard to say 100%, but it looked different to me. So we know for a fact that at least the bighorn and the wolves got a rework. I would assume, since mule deer won the poll on what species would get new racks, I assume they would have reworked them with this too, right? I feel like they would have had to. But we won't know until we see it, unfortunately, since the trailer didn't show like a super close-up of the muleys from what I remember. The snow on the backs gives me hope for snow crushing like in Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, that'd be so nice if they did that. Yes, that'd be so cool. Anything to add some more immersion and realism is good in my book. Because, I mean, that's kind of what Call of the Wild does great. They give you a great balance between a realistic and arcade experience while trying to give you, like, the most realistic graphics they can possibly muster up. So I really do hope they do that fine little detail. Ooh, I don't know if that came through the mic, but excuse me. That sneeze came out of nowhere. I think I backed up away from the mic far enough, though. Ooh. You can tell it's springtime, man. Those allergies be hitting. Oh, dude, these allergies are like hitting, man. What's your favorite great one to grind for? My favorite great one to grind for is the whitetail. I'd say Whitetail and pheasant are probably the most fun one. Although I do go through little kicks of hunting bears and really enjoying it. Same goes for red deer and fallow, but I feel like the two that I most commonly just really enjoy would have to be whitetail and pheasant. They're just fun. They're just super fun. I mean, pheasant is a hunt unlike any else for a great one. Oh, he got away. That should be illegal. Pheasants can't fly away from me. When will the map be out? Sometime this month, Hunters Gaming. The only thing we don't know is the exact date. We know it's going to be in June. We know it's likely going to be within 3 weeks because of the fact that the rollout has started for showing things off. And usually they only do a rollout for a month at the most. So I would imagine it's got to be closing in on like 2.5 to 3 weeks away. That's my prediction. I think the next great one will be muley. I hope so. That would be really cool. You hunt in real life? I hunted in real life until I was 18. Haven't been able to since then. Around the time I quit, it was just due to the fact that I couldn't really afford to like go hunting. And nowadays I don't have the time for it, so I just haven't been able to. When do you get early access? We have no clue at the current moment. All we know is that we're going to get it at some point. They haven't told us any dates yet, though. Typically, we get early access like a week to a week and a half before a new update. So I would imagine it's got to be within a week or two away from early access, probably. That's my prediction. At this point, really, all we can do is speculate since they haven't gave out any solid dates on things. Nothing there, huh? Interesting. Nice, Fennec. What's the kill count? Currently, we're at 466 kills. Ronnie, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Really appreciate it. Oh. Smoked. I don't know how you're able to answer the same questions over and over again. Hey, man, it's part of being a YouTuber. It's part of it. The thing is, when you're a content creator, you have to understand the fact that people are going to come in, ask a question, and then another person is going to come in later and ask the same question because they didn't know it was asked previously. Because people are joining and leaving streams all the time. Did I say server? I might have said server. Stream is what I meant. People leave and join streams all the time. And so not everybody's going to know that you were already asked that question 5 other times. It's one of those things where you got to try not to, like, get upset with it. Now, if somebody spams the same question over and over and over and over and over again, even after you've already answered, that's a little different. That does get kind of annoying. But if it's different people asking the same question, you can't get mad at that because people don't know that you've already been asked it. Back in the day, it used to bug me a little bit when I was in my first, like, couple years of being a creator, but at this point, like, it's just part of it, you know? It's an unavoidable part of streaming. But that's also why we have commands for a lot of things. There's some things where we usually just bring up a command. Oh, you poor little feller. You poor little feller, man. Who's your favorite artist? My favorite artist is Yeet. Good old Yeetster. Little Yeetski. Got a diamond tiger yesterday. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. Those things are tough to get. What's your biggest muley or whitetail IRL? We don't really hunt whitetail here in Oregon. There's really not a lot of tags for whitetail to go around. And I've never gone hunting for mule deer. Which animals do you like to hunt the most? I mean, I think in Call of the Wild, it comes down to two categories, right? Great One grinds and non-Great One grinds. And then the overall. I'd say overall, my favorite thing to hunt is the tigers. It's just an experience unlike any else in the game. It's so much fun. And you never know what to expect with them. Even if you're hunting drink zones, they could still sneak up on you and try to take you out. Now, if we're looking at non-Great One grinds, you know, tiger is definitely it as well. They're my favorite for non-Great One grinds and my favorite overall. But if we're talking about Great One grinding, white-tailed deer and pheasants are just unbeatable. They're so good. Actually, I probably shouldn't reset until I check what's over there. Okay, they're not there. I was going to say, if they're already there and I reset the time, then it's going to make the zone on top of me appear too. But if they're already over there and I shoot it, then fast travel over, then reset the time, then I'd get to shoot these without spooking them. But of course, they didn't cooperate like that. Is it all females? Dang it, it is. Well, it is what it is. What's up, Michael? How you doing? No males again. What's up with that? Respawn's being a little finicky already, and we just started. Here's the opposite. There's no muleys because of illness, and also barely any moose and elk. Yeah, we don't really have moose here either in Oregon. We've got lots of elk, though. Roosevelts are everywhere in Oregon. Ma'am? Where are the males? Yeah, like where I grew up, black-tailed deer was the primary target. And if you've ever, you know, heard anything about how blacktail hunting is, those things are skittish. Blacktail are really tough to hunt. I feel like they're a lot tougher than whitetail and mule deer. Primarily because, unlike mule deer, like here in Oregon, mule deer are in like the eastern Oregon part of the state, where it's more deserty. So it's a lot easier to see them, a lot easier to spot them. Whereas like with black-tailed deer, they're up in the mountains. They're in the thick trees. Like if you're lucky, you'll find them in the clear cuts, you know. Clear cuts are usually like how a lot of people like to hunt blacktail. Spot and stock clear cut hunting. But they're still really tough. They're brutal. Most people that I know, that I grew up with, they'd go sometimes 2, 3, 4 years without getting a blacktail buck. And a lot of them were like lifelong hunters that knew what they were doing and knew like really good spots where there was commonly lots of blacktail, but it's always just been kind of a tough deer. And so naturally, with that being the only deer I've hunted for, I didn't have very good luck with it. It being like my first hunting experiences, and them also being a generally skittish and tough deer to hunt, did not go well. Never actually got one. Got close once, but couldn't get a reliable shot. I got really close to getting one time. We spotted a nice little 3x3 out in the clear cut. But the problem was, you know, it's the first time I ever lined up on a buck, so my adrenaline was pumping. My hands were shaking like crazy. I couldn't get steady on it. I could not get steady on it. Even, like, getting a rest. Like, the thing is, like, we were at the top of a clear cut with no trees or anything. So, like, the only thing to do was, like, lay down on a pile of, like, sticks that are not comfortable. The only other option was to pretty much just freehand it. And so what we ended up doing was the guy that I was hunting with, he was a friend of a family member. And so he was like, I'm going to lay down, put your elbows on my back and see if you can get a good sight on it like that. And then we tried that, but he couldn't stop breathing heavily. So he was like, nope, this isn't working. Get back up. Try to take it just resting on your knee or something. And by the time I got like it in the scope, it was almost out of the clear cut. And I just could not get steady enough. And obviously I'm not going to take a risky shot where I could gut the poor thing. So I just opted not to take the shot. That was the closest I ever got to taking a buck. But it's just unfortunate situation. But hey, deer never like to be convenient, do they? They never like to be convenient. Dude, there was no respawns this entire run. This is crazy. Did you guys not have shooting sticks? People don't use shooting sticks here. People really don't. Like, we're talking like... I grew up in like super out in the middle of nowhere. Everybody's like super country. People don't use any of the fancy stuff around where I grew up. So no, we didn't use shooting sticks or anything like that. No tripods either. Nothing. Come on, bro. What is this? Where's my respawns? You know what? I'm going to go reset the time away from here and then pop back over. Stick in the ground? Well, you're not going to use a stick in the ground when you have like 20 seconds to react. Like, we spotted it and had like 20 to 30 seconds before it was out of the clear cut and just gone. I mean, I don't live in California, Huxton, so I wouldn't know if they got a lot of coyotes. I'm 27, I'm the best. I'm 27. But when I was hunting, I was like 18 and younger. Okay, there's nothing over there. At least we got a male back. You should have reset the time to get it back to its own. So true, Ronnie. So true. Should have done that IRL time reset. Now, I don't do guided hunts, Simple Life, because that's kind of a thing that Lady does. And if I just did a series called Guided Hunts, it would just be copying Lady, and I don't do that. Which is why, like, when I did, like, a sort of guided type thing recently in a video, I didn't, like, do a normal guided hunt. I just found some random person in multiplayer that was a fan, and I was like, you know what? I already finished looking for what I wanted to look for. You want to join me? And then we did it that way. I'll probably, if I'm going to do a guided type series, it's going to be more of, like, teaming up with random fans in multiplayer. Instead of, like, a guided hunt, you know? What's up, the hunter? How's it going? No, I didn't get the Great One Fox, and not gonna lie, I don't really care for it. I don't care enough about the Great One Fox to make myself suffer. Because I really hate grinding for foxes. It's just not fun to me. And if it's not fun, there's no point. What's your favorite Moose Great One combo? I like the Fabled Birch Typical Rack the most. I feel like it's just such a cool combination. Fox do suck to grind. Yeah, they're kind of brutal. They're big meanies. What's up, Robert? Got my super rare Mela on my croc grind. Let's go, dude. That's insane. Holy. Fly. Boop. You gotta fly for me, little feller. Are you excited for beavers? Let's just say I'll probably kill every beaver I see. Let's just say the average lifespan of a beaver on Scarecrow's map is going to be approximately 0.2 seconds. Beavers, more like red mist. Got him. Oh, we hit it once. That's all we needed. Can I get out? Thank you. What's your favorite YouTuber? I don't know if I've got a favorite YouTuber. I kind of watch a lot of different YouTubers and switch it up constantly. Right now, I've been watching a lot of Babish with his food ranking tier list videos. It's been that and a lot of football related stuff that I've been watching recently. That game Flinter played yesterday looks like it could be so big. To be honest, I disagree. I don't think it will. You want to know why? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, the person that made that game, they've made 3 other games before, and those games never got updates. Like, they released them and then never updated them. And I've actually played 2 of the last 3 that he released on the channel here. It was Deer Hunting Out West, and what was the other one? Oh, no, it was Pro Deer Hunting Out West and Pro Deer Hunting 2, I think. And neither of those ever got an update. And the other reason that I don't think that game could be big is because realistic hunting games really don't get big. Like, you have to have more of an arcadey element for it to appeal to the masses. Because the hunting game, like, community is only so big. The reason Call of the Wild is so successful is because so many non-hunters love the game as well. Like, it's a game that everybody loves, whether you hunt or not. Whereas, like, a game that's super ultra realistic, you know, where you got to drag the deer out and stuff, that's only going to appeal to, like, the super hardcore, like, simulation lovers that want a super ultra realistic hunting game. So, unfortunately, I really don't think a game like that could ever become super huge. It would become, like, super big among the really hardcore hunters. But the average person, they're not going to want to play a game that makes you shoot a deer and then drag it. You know, you'd kill a deer like every 30 to 50 minutes at that rate. And so it's just not going to appeal to the vast majority of players. Most people play video games to kind of, like, get something that's not identical to real life. You know, they want to be close, but not so close that it takes an hour to find a deer. So unfortunately, I don't think games like that will ever get super big. I mean, the Hunter Classic was a phenomenal game, but it's more simulation. It's more hardcore. Same could be said for Way of the Hunter, and neither of those games are nearly as big as Call of the Wild because they just appeal to a much more niche audience. It's the sad reality for realistic hunting games. Like, Call of the Wild's so great, man. Like, it is realistic in all the ways it needs to be without making it boring. Like, obviously, you wouldn't be shooting 60 pheasants in an hour in real life, but it's fun. It makes the game really enjoyable. And the fact that you can make it ultra realistic if you want is another reason why it's, like, super popular. You can play this game in so many ways. It literally can cater to anybody's playstyle. And I just don't see many other hunting games being able to match that. There's a lot of other really good hunting games that I enjoy, but none of them will ever be as big as Call of the Wild until something comes along and does it better. Like, you'd have to do what Call of the Wild does, but better. Never hunted in my life, and I absolutely love this game. Exactly my point, Ronnie. Like, Call of the Wild has a ton of players that have never actually hunted. And that is why it's so successful, man. Because it's a enjoyable game for everybody. You think Hunting Sim 3 is going to flop? Considering the history of the games, like, considering the history of the Hunting Sim game series, I would say it's definitely likely. Do I think this one looks more promising, though? Definitely. This is the most promising hunting simulator game trailer and, like, feature list that we have ever seen. So, do I think that there's a high chance this game will not be as good as we think? Definitely. Do I have a little more hope than I did for Hunting Sim 1 and 2? Definitely. Man, it's going to be a toss-up with that game. I really hope it's good. I really hope it's good. I hope the devs prove me wrong. Because I've said time and time again that I do not like Hunting Sim 2. I don't recommend it because it got abandoned with so many issues still left in the game. Like major issues. Like animal AI and pathing not being good. Antlers of elk and red deer looking the same and not even looking like elk or red deer. Like there's a lot of issues with that game. So if they do the same thing with Hunting Sim 3, well, that's just going to be a tragedy. But if they end up actually like releasing a good product and they give it some good updates, I'll take it all back, you know. Maybe they finally have learned to make a phenomenal hunting game. I really hope so. Because, man, I'm dying for some other good hunting games, you know? Like, right now, it's just Call of the Wild and occasionally Way of the Hunter or Classic that I'll play. Yeah, Hunting Sim 2 looks really good, too. It looks so good. My only fear is that they hyped it up so much that it might not meet the hype that was built up. Because when you hype up a game so much, it can be really tough to deliver on everything you promise. That's my concern with Hunting Sim 2. And honestly, I think the Hunting Simulator 2 devs are pretty aware that they started the hype for it way too early. I think in the past, the CEO or COO or lead dev or I forgot Rain Tech's like role. But I know that he's said in the past that he does wish that they hadn't started the hype and rollout for Hunting Sim 2 so early. Because honestly, it did harm the game. Like they started hype for it, what, like 4 or 5 years ago? And we still don't even have the ability to play the game. Supposedly we're going to get a demo this summer though. So, I mean, that's something at least. That's something to get excited about. Did I say Hunting Sim 2? I meant Ultimate Hunting. I meant Ultimate Hunting. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Ultimate Hunting is the game I'm talking about right now. I swear to God, I think I literally called it Ultimate Hunting 2 or Hunting Sim 2 or something. Ultimate Hunting is what I meant. I've been talking about Ultimate Hunting when I'm talking about Brain Tech and what the delays and stuff. That's what I'm talking about, just to clarify. Because I'm pretty sure I said the wrong thing. Pretty sure I said the wrong game. I got confused because we were talking about Hunting Sim series and then we pivoted to Ultimate Hunting. Yeah, Ultimate Hunting, they just announced it way too early. I did say Hunting Sim 2? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Hunting Sim 2 is not what we were just talking about. That's a completely different game. So take everything I just said about hyping up too early and like showing like building up too much hype and expectations. That's in relation to Ultimate Hunting. Yeah, I think that Rain Tech said it at one point that they definitely started hyping it up and releasing the trailer way too early. And I mean, it definitely shows that game had so much hype when it was first announced. Like, I remember I did the video on that trailer, and it hit like 20,000 views in the first 2 days. And back when I released it, that was like astronomical numbers for my channel. And it just kept on going. The community was so excited. This was back when Call of the Wild was 10 times more buggy than it is now. So there was a lot of people that were just looking for something different than Call of the Wild. And I think that might be why they released the trailer so early. But in the long run, it hurt them because it's been like, what, 4 years now? It's been 4 or 5 years since the first trailer for Ultimate Hunting. And we're just now going to get a demo this summer, supposedly. Which is, you know, that's a long time. And I am a little concerned about it because elephants are like one of the main selling points of Ultimate Hunting. And elephants are apparently going to be in the demo, according to the demo page. And I think that's a huge mistake. I think it is a big mistake to put your ultimate, largest, most hyped up species in the demo version of the game. I feel like you shouldn't show off the elephants, or you shouldn't let people hunt the elephants until the full release of the game. Because that's just, in my opinion, it's like you're giving people the best stuff first, and then they're not going to want to play the rest of it, you know? Or they're going to get bored faster. Personally, I think it's a mistake putting elephants in the demo. But I mean, we're going to, of course, go crazy hunting elephants when Ultimate Hunting releases that demo finally. We will definitely go crazy with it, but I still think it's a mistake releasing those in the demo. You think the 22-250 would have been better on Salzwiesen Park than Emerald Coast? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think it really matters like when they released it. There was a lot of animals you could shoot on Emerald with that gun, so I don't think it was a mistake. I think it still fit pretty well. I mean, they released a shotgun with Salzwiesen, which does fit it better, in my opinion. Even if I don't personally like that shotgun, a shotgun in general is still better for this map, I do believe, than a 22-250 would have been. Poor pheasant, man. The pheasants are going down. What's your favorite great one? Definitely the moose. We'll go crazy on beavers. Oh, these poor beavers are going to get smoked. Oh, and I saw a couple people confused in the chat. When I'm talking about elephants, we're not talking about Call of the Wild. We're talking about Ultimate Hunting, which is supposed to release sometime this year. There's supposed to be a demo that'll come out that is going to include the elephants. And I was just talking about how I think it's a bad idea to put your most exciting and biggest animal in the demo version of the game. Also, on another note, not a single diamond today, chat. We were popping diamonds like crazy last stream, and also when I was just hunting them the other day. We were getting diamonds like crazy. So that makes me wonder, are we kind of hitting that period where a great one's trying to spawn? Because with black bear and with pheasants and with a lot of different species, I commonly get a super dead streak in a herd management grind before a great one spawns. So it could be a sign that there's a great one pheasant trying to spawn, so everything else is spawning in smaller, although that was close. That was a little bit closer, but still didn't make it. Hopefully, Capybara. Hopefully. Oh, that poor thing. They just get demolished every time. You know, part of me is really tempted to add like one of these other zones back into the mix and try to manage down a solo again. Like maybe I could just leave a bunch of diamond pheasants in main zones. Try to shoot down some of the solos that are like in this area, because there's definitely a few of them still. And then after we get a few of those managed down, try to like add a few more of the group zones to my grind. Because there's at least 4 or 5 block zones that I managed down that I could totally be using if I had more solos managed. Yeah, do lots of research, Ripping Lips. That's what I recommend. Lots of research. Research on how YouTube algorithms work and stuff like that. Research on how to improve the quality of your editing, videos, thumbnail creation, all that stuff. That's what helped me more than anything. Doing research. And above all, just be yourself and be unique. Don't try to copy anybody else. Just be you. You think EW will give us new info on the map? I'm sure we'll get new info very soon. A lot of people are thinking Tuesday's probably the next time we'll get a hint. I'm thinking it could be tomorrow even. Usually they don't do hints on weekends, but weekdays they've been going crazy. So I'm hoping tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, probably Tuesday. I main menued, right? Definitely did. These pheasants are just being mean. They don't want to show up, man. They don't want to show up. Oh, hey. Smoked? Also, it's been a while since we've had a rare. No rares this grind after 484 kills. Not to mention, I think it had been 200 or 300 in the last grind without one. We have likely gone around 700 kills. 700 or 800 kills without a not a diamond, a rare. Almost said diamond. That's quite a while with no rare. Great one of the next zone, I'm calling it, hopefully. Thank you, Scarecrow fan. There he is. We popped him over here. Personally, I don't like Quattro Colinas for pheasants hunting core, but I do know some people that do like it. My biggest issue with it is a lot of the pheasant zones are in those super tall fields. So it's really tough to see the pheasants, which can be quite a pain. But I mean, aside from that, it's a very pretty map for them. I love the death animations for the pheasants. It looks so good. How many kills am I at? Currently 486. Great one in at least 5 zones. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Least favorite great one? I used to say red deer because of the fact they have very little variety, but I'm going to say fox now just because I despise trying to grind for them. Fox are just not fun at all. Can't stand it. I think fox grinding might be the least fun I've had in Call of the Wild. And that's even counting when I was struggling with tar. Even when I was struggling with tar, I think they were more fun than fox. Great one by year 2100. Probably. That's an accurate prediction. Nothing there. Yeah, our zones and respawns have been so finicky. What emotions do you feel grinding alone? I don't know, dude. It's pretty much the same, except I'm not talking to a chat. Usually if I'm grinding off stream, I just watch YouTube or Hulu or something while I do it. That's a female too, okay. She looked a little bit lighter. I thought for a second it was a male. Crow doesn't have emotions, he just has hacks. Definitely, Volt. Definitely. The heckle man. You stream on Twitch too? I do occasionally. Not as often as YouTube, but usually 1 to 2 times a week I'll do something on Twitch. Sorry, buddy. No way that I missed that. He started flying away and I screwed up. I panicked. Dude, that looked like he slammed into a tree the way he died. That's funny. We're like 1 to 2 times a month. Lies, Volt. Lies. I stream on Twitch more than 1 to 2 times a month. Because I stream here on YouTube at least 2 times a week, usually 3. And 1 to 2 of those I will be on Twitch as well. She just plopped. I thought I hit her for a second. She just flopped. Flopping and plopping. Think you'll get the new Great One before Great One 120? Oh, definitely. I don't plan to grind for 10 Great Ones before the next one releases. That'd be 10 Great Ones in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'd have to grind a lot to accomplish that. How long did you sleep in after the games with Flinter? Not nearly as long as he did. That's for sure. The thing is, I fell asleep right after we did that stream. So I ended up waking up at probably... What time would it have been? Let me look at when I sent him a message in the morning. Okay, so I was up by 9 a.m. But I wasn't in as bad of condition as poor Flounder. Check EW channel every day, hoping for updates on a ski ridge. Same. They don't really do anything on weekends, though, so you don't have to worry about it on weekends, usually. And if they do post something, you know, I'll make a video about it. Great One next 5 minutes, I'm calling it. If you're correct, I will do 5 gifteds to the chat. What's up, Brody? How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Ah! Now I remember why I use the red raptors, because when they get close like this, I can't turn the like scope quick enough because the sensitivity is really low on that thing. And so I have to take the scope off, and iron sight shooting a pheasant is kind of annoying. So we're going to go back to the red raptor. We're going to see if there's any noticeable difference. Beavers are going to be so fun to hunt. I agree. They're going to be great. No way that missed. I think I hit the blind. I also keep ramming my hand into my phone. Maybe I should move it. I've got the counters up on it, so I like to have it near where I can easily hit it. But now I'm like slamming my hand into it every other time. What's up, Nate? What's up, Nathaniel? How you doing? You think they will do 1 or 2 new Great Ones? I would say 1, because when they confirmed the type of stuff we'd get with this update, they said there will be a new Great One. A new Great One means 1. Yeah, that'd be really cool, Big Bass YT. That'd be really cool. I think that's probably what I'd want the most. Because from what we saw, it already looks really cool. So, like, if it had a great one too, Manitoban elk could be insane. Yeah, there is elk in Canada, Bloody Lunar. It's already been confirmed that Manitoban elk will be on the map. So we know for a fact we are getting an elk on that map. Got to get on a spot where I'm still hidden, so we get the pressure reduction. Boop. Poor little dude. Ooh, that's a 3. Let's go. We got a 3, guys. We got a 3. Finally, it's about time. No, I don't think it'd be tough to do a great one elk. I mean, I know some people think they should make it for all elk if they do. I don't agree with that. I think if they make a great one elk, just make it for the individual species, because each of them are going to look a little bit different anyway, right? Okay, it's hit. Nice. Finished her off. About time we got another. Where'd it go, though? Ah, probably in the path that these are going. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay, we first hit it back there. Oh, there he is. Feel like they're going to choose an animal that's on multiple maps? True, but I mean, we thought that with Tar too, and then we got Tar. So it's hard to say. Hey, that's a slimy dimey.
It's a cheeky little diamond.
It's a cheeky little diamond. Looked at the survey from the mule deer and gray wolf, and all other species are on the new map except pronghorn, so I expect that too. Ooh, good point. I didn't actually go back and look at all the animals that were on that. Ooh, rare. Maybe? No, it's a gray. Well, that sucks. You're just a gray. Come on, bro. I'll wait for him to fly over, because he'll definitely come back. Or, I stand corrected. What is he doing? Hey, that's her. Where's him? Where is hims? Gone. That's where he is. Are you herd managed for pheasants? Yes, we get a diamond every 20 to 30 kills. Yes, T-Box Texan. Memberships do cost money. They're 99 cents at the lowest tier. But you can also get gifted them by other people, so even if you don't buy one, there's still a chance you could get one. That poor pheasant. There's no chance. Unless you're Johnny. True. Unless you're Johnny. Nice. I like guns. Nice. Beautiful. You love to see it. Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Killing frenzy. every grinding stream. Killing Frenzy. Welcome back, Jenna. What great one grind should I do next? How about Pheasant, since that's what I'm doing right now. Pheasants are a lot of fun. The little pheasants. The pheasant squeasants. I'm 2,050 bears in. Is that a lot? I wouldn't say it's a lot. It's above average, but it's not a lot. I mean, I had a bear grind that lasted 8,300 kills. We got a whole video on the Codex, Neil. Codex isn't worth using in Call of the Wild. If you're an OG player, at least. I recommend checking out the video that I've got on it. There it is. The video's in chat right now if you want to check it out. I made a whole video because the Codex stats have been broken for a very long time. So if you're an OG player, your Codex is completely borked, essentially. If you're a newer player, it's probably fine because they've fixed a lot of the issues since the old days. But yeah, for anybody that's played the game for pretty much the duration of its existence, you likely have broken stats. But yeah, check it out. It should give you the answers to all your questions. Do you think the old Great One species that are on the new map will get reset? I doubt it. They don't do a reset for something unless there's major changes to them. So unless they like do some major changes to stuff like whitetail or moose or stuff like that, then there shouldn't be any resets for them. Because if they didn't do any major changes, there'd be no reason to reset them. They try to avoid resets at all costs. And only do it when it's like super necessary. Like, for example, whatever species gets a Great One with this update would definitely be reset. Because, like, adding a Great One's a pretty major change. Like, that's adding a whole new thing that can spawn from it, so they'd have to reset it. But yeah, there shouldn't be resets to any existing species unless they got some major changes to them. Which I guess at this point, it's unknown as to whether or not, like, some of them may have got super major changes. I don't think they would, though, because I think pretty much every existing Great One species already got revamped at one point. I don't think they'd do it again. What's up, Liam? How you doing? 503 kills on the grind, guys. Thoughts on a Great One on Africa? I would love it. Please give me a Cape Buffalo or a lion. That'd be awesome. Cape Buffalo and lion would be like fire Great Ones. I got a feeling it's going to be this zone that spawns our Great One. It's been kind of like one of the most inconsistent ones we've had this grind. I feel like this is the zone that's gave me the most trouble during the last, like, 100 kills. I got a feeling it's going to pop there. Either there, or, what's that other zone that's been super inconsistent? This one right here. It could be there, too. I feel like it's going to pop at one of those because they've been acting really weird. Watch me be completely off and it's at the most, like, consistent zone of all of them. That'd be funny if it spawns at, like, one of our most consistent zones after I said that. What up, Jets Gaming? Don't know if I said hi or not. Next Great One going to be after 540 kills, calling it. Maybe. That would be 36 kills from now, so too far away. Mela or piebald? That depends on the species. I don't think there's really like a I don't think any of those fur types or plumage types I could just give a blanket yes to, you know, across all species. I feel like they're so different from one species to another that it's very species specific. Like, for example, the melanistic pheasant is probably the best looking melanistic in the entire game. Whereas, like, for other species, it's not quite as special looking. Like, for example, a melanistic whitetail is going to look way different compared to a melanistic pheasant. And depending on what you prefer, you may prefer one or the other. I honestly think it's too, like, different across species to say one is better than the other. Imagine you're watching a beaver and it chops down a tree. That would be amazing. I really hope they, like, went that detailed with it. Seems like they did from the trailer. The trailer did show, like, a tree falling. And then the, like, other trailer they released. Well, I guess the first wasn't a trailer. It was a teaser. The teaser did show a tree falling and munching sounds from the beaver. And then in the actual trailer, the actual reveal trailer, it showed it carrying a limb. So I bet they can. And you'll probably be able to watch them, I would imagine. I can't wait to find out. I think it's got potential to be, like, one of the coolest animals in the whole game. Provided they, like, have done everything right. No, I have not changed my mind on American Marksman. Go for it. I'm not going to change my mind in, like, 2 weeks after I just said I wasn't going to play the game again. There's been nothing added to that game that interests me. If they put something that's better than Way of the Hunter Mobile, I'll play American Marksman. What class do you think the beaver will be? My prediction would be 2 or 3. 2 or 3. Probably 3, though, because I feel like 2 might be a little small. Heck, they could even be class 4, couldn't they? Because Sika deer are class 4. They're kind of tiny. 3 or 4, I'd say. But let's be honest, everybody's shooting them with the 375 and 470 anyway. Ooh, that'd be sick, Capybara, if, like, the feed zones were, like, chewed up trees. Oh, that'd be so cool. Can't get out of my own dang blind, man. Nine or 5 for beavers. Oh, we were talking, like, classes. We were talking the class of them, not the level. For level, I feel like it's going to be 3 or 5. 3 or 5, I don't think it'll go to class 9. I mean, it's just a beaver, right? Class 9 is usually reserved for predators or red deer for some reason. I'll still never understand why red deer go up to level 9. That's always been one of, like, the weirdest, like, class decisions. Or not class decisions, level decisions for species in Call of the Wild. Yeah, true. Buffalo, yak, they go up there too. That makes more sense to me, though. That makes more sense that they go to level 9. Because they're, like, they're big and aggressive, usually. Whereas red deer, they're not aggressive. Also, how's it going, Caitlin? How you doing? What's up? Hope you've been good. I assume your fallow are still being rude. Doing fallow things. Oh, you're still shooting fallow? Well, that answers my question. Hey, little guy. Whoop. He dead. Number 5, 10 on the grind. I'm at 940 kills. Can you predict my grind? 1532. Oh, yeah, Johnny, I said that last time we talked that it was unlikely I'd be able to come over today. I got a lot of stuff that I need to do after this stream, too. Come on, bro, hit. Ooh, we nasty. We nasty. Where did the first one die? Oh, there it is. There we go. I don't think it is obvious, Silver Spy. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. As of now, nothing is obvious on what the Great One is. Because the thing is, we gotta remember, Expansive Worlds, they're a company, right? They saw how, like, unpopular the Great One Tar was as a Great One that came with a new map, right? That was only on that map. It makes me think they're probably gonna stray away from doing that again, right? Because they got a lot of, like, disappointed people with the Tar Great One. There were some people that were upset that it was a DLC animal. There was other people that were upset how tough it was to hunt and that it wasn't one of the highly requested species like elk or muley. So I don't think they're going to do a beaver Great One. I don't think they will. The Tar okay one. Yeah, he's not a great one. He's the okay one. I don't mind the Tar, but I feel like a lot of that is because I set up my grind when it was still really easy. And then they fixed that bug that was making it really easy, and now it's not really easy anymore. So I feel like I have slightly tainted vision on the Great One Tar compared to other people. Like, if you're trying to set up a Tar grind right now, it is brutal. Unless you're on Tiabaroa, then it's okay. But still not, like, super easy. It's better, though. Yeah, the Tar are cool, Thomas. My only, the only disappointment I really had with the way the Tar looks is the fact that almost every fur was just black and white. That was, like, my biggest gripe. I wish there was more variety. There's really only, like, what? 3 furs? 3 of the 7 furs that aren't black and white? I think they got the gray, right? Then there's the Scars one and the golden one. So I think that's my biggest criticism for the Tar. Like, they have crazy, like, variety. Isn't there 5 horns and 7 furs or something like that? Which is a pretty crazy amount of combinations. I just wish there was less black and white ones. Just to give them a little more variety. But I actually do have fun with Tar. I enjoy it. I used to hate it, but after I got through, like, one of the most brutal grinds I ever had with them, it started getting better from then, and I started having a lot of fun. That'd be cool, Capybara. That'd be really cool. Also, do you want me to just call you Cappy? It might be easier than saying Capybara every time. Come on, let me hit it. There we go. Yeah. Dang it, brother. Trying to press buttons here. Okay, yeah, I'll just call you Cappy from now on. That's a lot easier. Did you say fabled scars? I did, Liam. Fabled scars. Hopefully that's not the next tar I get whenever I go back to tar. Bro, I cannot figure out the distance. No way, bro. And they're gone too. Well, this is the first zone, so I probably should just main menu and do that again. R.I.P. Liam. R.I.P. That's apparently how it is. Well, I was 0 to 300 meters on purpose, Johnny. I tried aiming a little bit low. Because I kept missing with the 22 Hornet, so I was like, okay, it's farther than 150. Let's switch over to the 22 250 and see if we can hit it with that. Nice, Fennec. The Emerald's pretty. Tigers had so much potential. Yeah, I still think they're really good. I love the Tigers, but I do agree they could have been better. And I mean, that's just partially due to us as players as well. Not just us, though. They should have known that the players would find a way to grind Tigers. But, like, they marketed the Tigers as being incredibly, like, tough to find. And, like, there's more chances they'd hunt you than you would hunt them. And then, you know, it ended up being quite easy to find the Tigers and to grind them. So I think that was the main downfall. Like, they designed them in a way where it was still possible to grind them, but they marketed them as something that would be really tough to hunt. So it just unfortunately didn't hit the way that a lot of people thought it would. They're still one of my favorite species in the entire game, though. The Tigers are amazing. I love them. But they definitely made some mistakes with that. They just shouldn't have had any zones. That would have been cool. The thing is, I don't even know if the game is set to function without zones, right? Like, every animal is bound to zones. It's kind of what makes the game go round. So I don't think they could ever fully remove it, but maybe make it so it's feed zones only. If they could have made Tigers at feed zones only, and they would have been so good. Because, let's be honest, it makes sense too. It's a tiger, man. It's a tiger. It's trying to murder you. It would make sense for it to be a feed zone, right? That's probably what I would have done. Make them feed zone only for tigers, but instead they just made it so that they respawn slower, which I don't know if that really, like, fixed anything, to be honest. People still grind for them. It just takes a little bit longer to get a respawn now. And if they really didn't want people grinding for tigers, just getting rid of the drink zone would have been probably the best case. You know, I was really against the fact that tar don't have drink zones, but I feel like for tigers, it would be more fun. I think tar should have drink zones and tigers shouldn't. Tigers actually sleep most of the day IRL? Oh, interesting. Be kind of cool then. Maybe they rest most of the day and then feed at night. I really wish Call of the Wild had a better system than, like, just the need zones, though, because it is pretty unrealistic when you take a drink zone away from an animal. But at the same time, it helps, like, give a more realistic experience in the game when they take away a drink zone, but at the same time, it's unrealistic. It's like, animals aren't going to not drink. So I wish there was a way they could get around it. Like, maybe make it so a species has, like each individual group has, like, a random drink time and it changes constantly. Like, they don't go there at the same time every time. That could be how they would make, like, tar and tigers and stuff, like, less predictable if they really don't want them to be farmed at drink zones. Come back here. See, Johnny, that's what I was trying to do last time. That's what I was trying to do. No, I haven't got a great one yet, Capybara Gaming. Oh gosh, now we got 2 capybaras in chat. This is gonna get confusing. Your fallow being weird today? Sounds like fallow, Cheetah. Why is it gonna be a great one, Duck? What makes it obvious? Wait, who said that? Who said great one, Duck? Nah, Silver Spy's trolling. Silver Spy said it was obviously a beaver earlier. Silver Spy's just trolling, saying that it's obviously a duck. Definitely not being serious. That's hilarious, Cappy. Yeah, but if I 0 to 300, don't I still have to aim low, Johnny? Or does zeroing just not matter with the gun at all? I thought it had less drop, not none at all. So I've been treating it like it's just a very low drop weapon. I'm live if you stop spamming, Zane. Does that answer your question? Boop! Got his ankle. Poor thing. Ooh, true, Lil Pork. I agree. It could be a great one, Bighorn. You're right, because they did appear to have a rework in the trailer. And they're on the new map. That's actually a pretty solid option, honestly. Great one, Bighorn could be sick. It's basically none? Gotcha, Johnny. Okay. Yeah, I always thought it was like a little bit more than that. Who's Perp? Thank you for the super chat. Got 2 piebald within 5 minutes and an albino red deer today. 1 male, 2 females. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. You love seeing a bunch of trophies just pop up back to back to back. Okay, Johnny. Yeah, see, my thoughts on it and like what I thought it was delivering was the flattest shooting in its category of like a small game rifle. I didn't realize it was just a flat out flattest shooting rifle in the whole game. I've always like seen the 300 as being like one of the like a top tier flat shooting rifle. You did, Caitlin? Oh my gosh, that's insane. 210 diamonds since your last great one is nuts. Oh, that's a male. Dang, tent getting in the way. Finally, it got past the tent. The one downside to having a tent that close. 300 is second. Got you. Okay. Pretty nuts. Wonder why they chose to make the 22-250 the flattest shooting rifle in the game. I always thought the 6.5 was up there as one of the flattest. Or maybe it was the flattest at the time and then it got outdone by other weapons. Honestly, man, they need to do a 6.5 rework. Please, do a 6.5 rework. I need that weapon to be as good as it should. Please. Hashtag make the 6.5 useful. Gosh, what a crazy grind, Caitlin. That's brutal. Stop changing elevation, bro. Yeah, 6.5 should definitely be able to shoot class 3 animals. 100%. Gotcha, Caitlin. Yeah, that makes sense. $270 rework? There's a lot of guns that need a rework, to be honest. I mean, even the 300, some people may not want to hear this, but the 300 kind of does need to be less. A little bit less powerful. Or at least have its class range lowered, because you should not be allowed to shoot a lion, a tiger, or Cape buffalo with it. In real life, it's 375 minimum for those species. So realistically, the 300 Magnum should not be able to shoot Cape buffalo and stuff like that. But it's just so good. Just so good at killing them. It's way better than it should be. If we're talking like making all the guns more realistic, 300 does need to be a lower class range. It should be able to shoot class 6 animals, but not class 9. I mean, it does, but you're still allowed to shoot them with it, is kind of what I'm saying, Caitlin. Like, you're still able to shoot them with it, and if you're within 150 meters, like, it's going to take them down pretty good. Like, that used to be the only thing I'd use on them was the 300. .300 could kill muskox? Yeah, it could, but this is why it's like... If they were to add muskox into the game, right, they'd be a big animal too. They'd be a big animal. And I think this just highlights kind of the need for a rework in the class system. Like, I know they rebalanced it at some point, but I personally really think they should go to one of the, like, the system similar to the Hunter Classic, where instead of every weapon having a class range and every animal having a class, make it like Classic, where every ammo in the game has a list of animals you can shoot with it. That way they can choose what animals can be shot with what weapon, instead of having to rely on it fitting into a class system, you know? Now, I understand why they haven't done that. It'd be a lot more confusing for newer players to have to look at the ammo type and read off if they can shoot that animal with it, you know? I get it. But, like, gosh, I wish they had a better system for determining what you can use on each animal in the game. Gosh, these annoying little pheasants not flying where I need them to. Finally, a hit! Oh my gosh, it's a miracle. Also, we got no mail there. The male, right? I don't want to shoot it just in case it's not. It's a female. Good thing I didn't shoot. That could have been disastrous. And my dog stayed over there. Of course it did. I really hope they fix that bug in the next update. I'm so tired of having to wait for my dog to run over to me instead of fast traveling with me like it's used to. I really hope they fix that. Can I borrow your great one, Luck Crow? I mean, I don't know if you want it. I've only got one great one in the last month. I guess, to be fair, I haven't been grinding as often, so that might be why. That another? Nope, female. Does a female reset the grind? No. Shooting a female is not going to reset your grind. It doesn't take away the kills that you made on the males. It just means you killed a female. That's all it means. Occasionally that female might like swap places with a male, but that's about the worst you'll see from it. In 99% of scenarios. Yeah, the dog thing is annoying. I'm sure they'll fix it. No males. I know, right? That zone always has males. What the hecking is this? Oh my gosh! It's a normal pheasant. Made you look, though, I bet. NASCAR Red Panda, thank you for the 33 months. Appreciate you, dude. Welcome back. You did? Let's go. We love to see it. Let's go. Hashtag prank the chat. But now we're going to have a boy cried wolf scenario where when I actually get one, nobody's going to look. Everybody's just going to assume, he's just messing around with us again. Yeah, Ronnie, pretty much. Oh, that's too good. Hey, I don't do that very often, you know. I had to mix it up and do something like that. Just ping the Discord and people will look. True. True. Oh gosh, could you imagine if I pinged the Discord, everybody joined in, and then it was like, no, April Fool's a couple months late. Nah, in fact, we didn't get any great ones while you were gone. We've had one diamond on the day. That's it. Oh my gosh, it's a normal pheasant. Whoa. I know, right, Wayfinder? I had to do it. Why? I have no clue. I just had to. We are getting a lot of like low-level pheasants right now, though, which usually is an indicator that something's cooking up. June 1st, though, close enough. True. Fantastic, Caitlin. Love to see it. Don't mind the misses. None of that happened. You guys didn't see that. That death was amazing. Holy. Base plant, will ya? Is 7 to 8 zones enough for fallow? Zone count doesn't matter. It's about how many you're shooting. I recommend trying to have at least 10 fallow males that you're rotating on. If you can get more, even better. Because if you have less than that, they can be a little finicky with respawns. All right, Johnny. Thanks for popping in. On this channel, yes, HH Gaming. This channel is family friendly. My other channels are not, but this one is. Mail? You don't have mail. Yeah, no mails here. Not a mail in sight. What are the names of your other channels? Scarecrow Uncensored and Scarecrow the Angler. All right, let's see. Does the next zone have mail? I guess we'll find out. Heard you and Flinter had a good time on the football stream. Yeah, that's one of the very few times that I curse on the main channel is during drunk football streams with Flinter. Oh man. A 0 to 1. Oh yeah, something's definitely up with the map, man. We're getting 0 to 1 weight estimates. There's got to be a great one trying to spawn. Oh, there's a big boy 2 to 3. I haven't had a 0 to 1 in so long, guys. Like, it has been a long time since I had one of those. I got a feeling there's a great one trying to spawn. 0.80, is that like as low as it gets pretty much, chat? Am I tripping, or is that like as small as it gets? Like, I don't know if I've seen one smaller than that. Did I just get like a minimum score? Or not minimum score, but minimum weight? Because that's probably not minimum score. It's 801, so I would assume 8.0 would be... You get a 7.8 male? They might get smaller then. But this is the lowest one I've seen, I think. 0.80 is crazy. Where's the little guy we smoked? Ah, over here. There he is. There's the little feller. Level 4 piebald. Holy. Love to see it, Caitlin. He be tiny for real, Cheese Sniper. That was a puny little pheasant. You don't have mail. Yep, no mail here. For real, Huntington. You've got mail. Oh. Okay, it's back to being airmail. $18.18 on the score. True, Ronnie. Unless you're ordering from Amazon, then it does. You've got mail. .360 no scope, get wrecked! Sucks to be that pheasant. He just got stunted on. Hello, sir. You've got mail. Seven piebalds on that grind, Caitlin? Or like in all grinds? I assume on that grind. That's a lot. Holy. Just be a mocha elk. Any mocha would be beautiful, though. I want some more mocha fallow. I've only ever killed one of them. And of course, you know, it's my favorite, so... Of course, I'm only going to get one of them. Whoa! No scoping is just too fun with the Cacciatore. Love this shotgun. You need mocha elk and typical. Ooh, mocha typical would be so pretty. That'd be such a cool looking fallow. Yeah, they do, Luke. There was a couple times today that I was like, oh, is that a rare? And no, it was just a gray. Oh gosh, stop flying over my face, bro. There really no mail? You don't have mail. Sad day. Sad day. Yeah, the typicals are so nice. I mean, the typical is one of the only racks that makes the gold look good to me. Like the golden fallow fur type, I feel like it looks really good with typical, but not as much with the others. Well, like even my favorite blade rack, I don't think looks too good on a golden in comparison to typical. And then if you get a spoon rack or an Irish elk rack on the fabled golden or whatever, it's like, ugh, oh gosh, get it away. Now, if you get anything on a mocha, it's like, oh my lord. And smoked again. Oh. And we're going to end it right there, chat, because I've got a video I'm working on that I need to finish off. I decided that we would go for one more gray wolf hunt before the new map releases. So we can, you know, get one more hunt looking at the old gray wolves. I'm pretty sure Flinter did one of those. And I got to thinking, you know what? That's actually a great idea. I probably should do that too, so I get a chance to hunt some of them before they get changed. So I'm going to hop off, guys, but I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all the support. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Let me look to see if anybody I follow is streaming right now. If so, we'll raid them. Who is live that I'm allowed to raid? Ender's live. Let's raid Ender. Let's raid Ender. Hope y'all have fun over there. Peace, peace.